What is up, guys? My name is Mark Santamaria. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the RC vlog. Today I'm going to open up a Tamiya Euro Truck for you guys. So this is a class that's actually been blown up. I think it was blown up by some big on-road carpet race, and they had all the big time pros just drive one. It was a spec racing class, and it was like an internet sensation because you saw all these semi trucks running on a carpet track. It was really cool. And now it's blowing up in my local area. It's also blowing, I believe it's blowing up everywhere on all the carpet tracks because it's so cheap to get into. This kit, I believe it's either $129 or $139 depending on where you go. And it has everything you need in it besides a radio and a receiver. That's super freaking cheap, especially just throwing it in the back of your car and just running some laps at the track after work. You don't have to worry about a lot of maintenance. And you don't really care if you break it in half, which you won't break it in half. Actually, mine's not broken in half, but the reason why I'm opening this kit is because I broke this wheel in the back. The actual center of the wheel just completely ripped off. I don't know if it's because I hit something, well, it's obviously because I hit something really hard, or if I was catching a lot of traction, maybe a combination of both, but anyways, this is a fun kit. So let me open it up for you guys. It's got a bad rap of people saying it's super hard to build or it's kind of intimidating because it's parts trees, but it really isn't that bad. So there's actually two different types of kits you can get. You can get this kit, which is the one that I have right here. And then you can get another kit that has these plastic pieces that are, I believe they're gray, but I've actually been told that my kit's not legal because I don't have the hitch on there. Apparently that's an important thing that it makes it legal in spec, but I can always throw a hitch on there. This class has actually helped me a lot too. And you know, if you're going and you know you just want to go maybe after work and run some laps and just practice lines, it really helps you with your lines and really helps you get really close to the pipe and run some better laps. So I do, if you've never run on road, this is the best class to get into just to try it out, and you're gonna like it. You don't have to marshal all the time. It's super clean. It's a lot of fun. So let me go ahead and open this up. This thing has not been opened yet. I ripped the plastic off. I ripped the plastic off on an earlier video that I was gonna record, and then I made like a million mistakes in it, so I had to just X that and then do it without the plastic. So, but this is the first time I'm actually opening the box. So, why it's intimidating? Boom, look at this. The first thing you see is this thing. Parts trees, parts trees, parts trees. So, the other thing that people were intimidated about or had talked crap about was the building of the body. It comes in these two big pieces, but it's actually four pieces. There's the front shell here, there's the front bumper here, and then the back part of the front shell here, and then the bottom part here. I will say I absolutely hate cutting and painting bodies. And cutting this body was kind of a pain in the ass, but people were saying that it was hard to put together. It's really not that hard to put together. It actually comes with all your two-sided tape, everything you need to put the body together, and it comes with really good instructions on how to do it. So it's really not that bad. I mean, it's probably maybe the most tedious part of the building, but that's not to say that it's really hard. It's just this kit is really easy to build. So they actually have the bags labeled, but you can't really go by the labels. So let's see what else we got here. I'm gonna pull everything out and put it on the table here, so you guys can see. All right, you got your tires. Comes with the ESC. This ESC is actually brushless and brushed ready. I thought about putting a brushless in mine, but it's supposed to be spec. Your chassis, all these things, and your parts trees, your wheels, your different parts, more parts trees. All right, so let me start off by saying this chassis. There's these little grooves in the chassis where you're supposed to run nickel metal hydride batteries. On my first kit, on this kit right here, I actually cut these grooves out so I could put a LiPo in there. Do not do that. There's actually a LiPo that is designated for this car, and that's what makes it spec. So I believe that, I don't know how much that LiPo costs. I don't have one yet, but it's like a 4,000 milliamp LiPo, but it's made for this car. So don't cut that. Other thing, this car comes with all bushings. I did build my first car with the bushings just to see how it was. I like to do that so I can give like an honest review on if someone is really, you know, strapped for cash and just doesn't, you know, they just don't have the money to buy bearings. I want to see how they work. My car didn't last a full battery. I actually burned up these little plastic bushings like as probably within 10 minutes. So I do suggest you get the bearings. I know Avid makes an actual bearing kit. You can go look up the sizes. I would try to lie to you and tell you what size are off the top of my head, but it's probably 14 bearings that you need, and it will just save you a lot of headache. I do know a couple of guys who are running the bushings and they run them successfully and without a problem. So maybe it's possible, but I didn't get very long on mine before the bearings exploded. Not the bearings, the bushings. So this is the kit. I guess the best way for me to describe the build of this kit, it's not hard. You gotta take the parts off the parts trees. The good thing I will say about these parts trees is I've built kits where the reason why parts trees are a pain in the ass is there's like a little bit of extra plastic on the part that you break off from the parts tree. Where the plastic tree attaches to the part, that's not a vital part to be flush. And what I mean by that is I've built some kits where the pistons, the shock pistons, are on parts trees, and you've got to sand them down and make sure they're perfectly, you know, smooth around the outside in order for them to work. I didn't run into a situation where you have to smooth pieces down off of the parts tree. So you can literally cut these parts off the parts tree, put them in a pile, and just figure out what you need. So that's probably the best way I can describe the build of the kit is, if I could do it again, which I am going to do it again, I'm going to rebuild this one, or build this one. I'm going to take all the parts off the trees, and then kind of like a Lego kit. You know how you just kind of throw everything in the middle and oh yeah, I need this part, oh yeah, I need this part. Do it that way, and then just throw all the parts in the middle and then just go at it. It's really not that bad. The front and rear clips, they get put together, I think by like 4 screws. So it's a little tedious to get them all lined up, but once you get them all lined up and pushed on there, it's 4 screws and they're in there. The other thing is all the hardware they're not, it's not hex metric hardware, it's actual Phillips screwdriver screws, like Phillips wood screws. They're very coarse threads. Kind of sucks, but it's kind of awesome. Like I took this kit with me on a trip and had 1 screwdriver. I think I had a screwdriver and some dikes, and I was able to build a whole kit. So it's really not that bad. The screws haven't backed out on mine. I mean, here, let me take the body off of this one so you can see what I'm talking about, what it actually looks like. The body held up, and needless to say, I've wrecked the crap out of this body. I mean, you can see, I mean, I've got a whole bunch of damage. The body's held up pretty well. It's not bad. I really enjoy it. So here's what the actual car looks like. It's a little dirty. I run a Sanwa, so I have the little wireless receiver. And it's super easy to build. There's that blown out tire. That's the reason why, again, I got this kit out for 2 reasons. I needed the wheels and tires because I blew those wheels and tires out. And then I needed this motor because I'm gonna water brake in this motor. There's a guy up there that I run with, Jordan Bourne. He's got me by like 1/10 of a second, and I'm convinced that it's because of my motor. I overheated the crap out of my motor when I first ran it. Oh yeah, that's another thing. The kit will tell you to put this plastic shield over your motor. Don't put it on there. I've already taken them off. Your motor needs to breathe. That motor gets hot. The switch is kind of cool down here at the bottom. I really like that. Put the body on, it's easy to turn on and off. So the motor it comes with, there's a whole bunch of these Mabuchi motors from Tamiya, but the motor it comes with is the torque tune motor. Note that because when you want to get new ones, you can't just order the first RNS 540 motor. I actually ordered the wrong ones from NDRC World, but they hooked it up and ordered me the right ones. So I got more of these motors, but I wanted to water brake this one in. The other thing is, the first time I threw it on the track, I just put the tires on, glued the tires. I definitely glued the tires. It doesn't come with the glue, by the way. And it was like almost tractional. I had too much traction. The track that I runs at CRC carpet. It's like black. It's got a crap ton of traction. So what we actually do is we put CA glue around like the sidewalls, and it actually makes it just, I guess, a little slick, and it stiffens the sidewall, and it makes it work better. Some people are actually putting foams in these tires too. I've also heard that it's kind of frowned upon, like it's not truly spec. I don't know, some classes will allow it. I don't have foams on mine, and it works just fine. So I don't think you truly need foams. Again, I haven't raced mine in an actual race yet. I've just done a lot of practicing, but it's fun. And it's not like I'm crazy on pace. Jordan got me by a tenth of a second, so I'm not too upset. Just a little more practice, that's all. The other thing, the shocks, which is kind of crazy, they don't have oil in them. It's just shock and spray, so that will be fun. The diffs are really easy to build, no oil in the diffs. Just a little bit of grease. I use the ProTech diff grease. It goes on really clean, and it provides, I guess, a significant amount of lubricant. So, but that's that. So don't be intimidated by this build. The build isn't bad. I built it in probably maybe 3 or 4 hours. And the second time I build it, I bet you I'll build it in under 3 hours. The part that takes long is, again, the body, but it's not as bad as everyone's saying. So pick one of these kits up, 130 bucks. I mean, you really can't beat that. It's another racing class. It's gonna make you better as a racer because you're gonna work on lines. Pick one up. So, but that's it, guys. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll have more of these videos out there. If you want to hear something, or you want me to review something that you've always been curious about, hit me up on Facebook at On the Tone page, or you can actually hit my personal page if you're my friend, or you can just message me on Facebook or YouTube, and I'll do the review for you. So that's that. Thanks a lot, guys.